What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Obsession. I'm Carl Bethke.
I'm Mike Stadler.
Mike.
What's up?
Dude.
Dude.
We got 4 down.
Yeah, buddy.
4 out of 5 so far.
4 out of 5.
And things have changed a little bit for the late fall, huh?
Yes, for sure.
We're actually going to hunt here in Wisconsin. I know, right? Weird.
I like hunting here,
Yeah, me too.
but not as much as North Dakota.
No, I love North Dakota. But when there's no animals because of EHD,
Yeah.
that's an issue.
No water.
No water. They didn't have rain for 3 months, landowner was saying.
Yep. Not good.
Nothing there. So we will be hunting gun season in Wisconsin with our bows using the lesser weapon rule.
Yeah. With bows.
Bows, vertical bows.
That's what we do.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
Right.
Got any questions today?
Could be good. Sure.
Could be good.
Could be.
Could be. 2 weeks to wait on that one, too.
God. Been waiting forever.
Oh, yeah, you were done early. I just finally got done.
Yeah, I got a bunch.
All right, well, let's start off with one. What do you want to start with? Just pull the elephant out, brother.
Do you want me to pull
Just
that
pull
one
the
out?
elephant out. Let's get this done.
I'm doing it then.
That's it.
So the buck shaming and the internet bullying, crap, I don't need notes on that. I'll put that away till
Yeah.
next one.
Yeah, no, we're just this one. We're gonna lay out what we really think, huh?
Yeah. So, I'm telling you, this is going to be a long one.
It's gonna take a bit.
So, everybody out there that listens to us and whoever, you see all of the bullying on the bucks that are shot,
Yep.
or animals, I should say, in general, that are shot. And, this age class or that age class, or what does this score, what does that score? And we've had a bunch of it this year.
Yeah.
Towards us.
Yeah.
Which started with our bears.
Yep.
Ripping on the bear, and then went to mule deer, antelope, my whitetail.
Why'd you shoot that?
Yeah,
right?
what'd you shoot that for?
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna lay it out there today. I know I am for sure.
Oh.
So, because I'm just sick of the shit. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of these younger. There's a lot of this younger generation. I'll tell you this right now. This is my podcast too, just like it's Carl's. So you don't want to listen? Don't.
Fact.
Don't care. And all we're trying to do on here, first of all, is help people be successful.
Yep.
That being said, as Carl always says, we are successful. So I don't have to justify anything I do, anybody but myself.
That's a 2, yeah.
That's how that works. And I hunt for myself. I don't hunt to make other people happy.
Yeah.
And
if you think you're going to go somewhere shooting a great big deer, okay, granted, if you shoot a great big deer, congratulations. Let's throw that out right away. That's great. Congratulations. But if you're the same asshole who goes out and starts criticizing other people for the deer they decided to take, then you got a problem.
Yeah.
It's not anybody else. It's you being the problem. Okay? Because you don't designate what somebody else takes with their tag.
Right.
I'll throw that out right away. And the thing that pisses me off the most, and I'm going to say this, the majority of you guys who are, and I'm just going to throw an age group of that 20 to fucking 30 years old, you guys, you are the worst perpetrators of this whole scenario.
Yep.
Like, you've spent your entire life on the internet thinking that the internet is life itself. Nobody gives 2 shits really of what you think.
I don't.
No. And if you ever plan on going anywhere in the industry, I'll straight up tell you, criticizing other people in public where your name's there isn't going to get you on any pro staff, any sort of anything.
The thing is, we've been in it.
Yeah.
We've been in the industry, and I don't care if you don't think we're anybody. I really don't. And people are going to be like, why are you so mad? This is why I'm mad. I give 2 shits what you think of me or what I do or what I shoot. I have nothing
to prove.
Absolutely nothing to prove to anybody out there.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I said, my accountability is to Carl.
Yeah.
That's who I hunt with. And
works both ways.
what I choose to put my tag on is my choice.
Yep.
And I don't give a shit what you think about it. And I had another guy with my whitetail, oh yeah, what a horrible shot on a 2.5-year-old buck. Well, cool, do you have an ID? Like, all you guys out there want to age these deer. You don't know how to age these deer.
Right.
Carl's brother-in-law was a head DNR warden here, been doing this forever, isn't going to age a deer on its hoof.
No.
And he's better at it than we are. And if you think you can age a deer, you can't. You can get close.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, we've had a couple of deer that we've sent in, because when we were doing some of the CWD testing,
Right.
and you'd be pretty surprised
How old?
what the age class comes back on them.
Oh yeah.
And what people think they really are.
Yeah.
You know what? And who cares?
No.
You know? It's absolutely ridiculous. I shot a ton of big animals. Carl shot a ton of big animals. I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me any better.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you any better. And I said this, I talked to a guy at the gym about this. I was so pissed off, and I'm still pissed off about it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't care if you're sitting out there and you're listening, and you shoot a Boone and Crockett whitetail every year. Cool. Congratulations.
Yep.
You're not better than me. You're not better than Carl. You're not better than Phil, who's been sitting in my woods all day trying to shoot a buck.
Yep.
You know, and the thing we preach, we have made our properties into what they are and what they're becoming. And when we designate down to the handful of deer that we're going to hunt that year, it's going to be what it's going to be.
Yeah.
And granted, yeah, what I mean, do I always want to shoot a big deer? Of course I do.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do. But I also eat every single thing I take.
Yeah, well, the other part
You
of
know.
that whole aspect of that too is every piece of property is different.
Yeah.
So if you're hunting a piece of property and your biggest deer is a 3-year-old or a 2.5-year-old, I mean, those are the deer you're hunting.
Yeah.
It's that simple. When we say 10% rule, you guys, we mean 10%. We hunt the top 10% of the bucks that come on and off our property throughout the year. Because that's success, okay? Because if I sit there and I wait, let's just say I had, the biggest deer on my property was 2.5-year-old, okay? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pass all these 2.5-year-olds, just going to let them go, because next year they're going to be 3.5. And my neighbors shoot every one of them. Well, I'm never going to have a 3.5-year-old. I don't know how many people we know, dude, that pass deer. I'm not shooting it unless it's 150. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. That's an excellent goal. I get it. But they haven't shot a deer in 15 frickin' years,
Yep.
dude.
Well, this is what people are going to say now, too. Well, you're saying, well, I have to shoot it because my neighbor's going to shoot it. No, it's not what he's saying.
No.
So what he's saying is, we set up... Quiet! They're even mad.
Yeah, archers take.
We set up our properties to be successful,
Yeah.
period. That success is to us. If you don't like it, I don't care.
Right.
You know, and again, it's not your point to say, well, a guy, well, what the hell did you shoot that for? What do you care what he shot it for?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, if I'm going to hunt a 2.5-year-old or a 3.5-year-old deer, and that's what I'm going to harvest, like if I decide to take that animal's life, which is one thing that half of you don't understand,
Yeah.
which is the only thing that takes you back to the primeval actual thing back that our ancestors did 4,000 years ago, taking an animal's life, is the real thing there.
If you
that should
think
mean
that-
something to you.
If you think that showing your deer on Facebook is giving the animal respect, you've got a problem. Straight up tell you
Yeah.
that.
How many? Ooh, what's his score? How old do you think he is? And their guys will go off on it. How the hell do you know how old that thing is?
Yeah, it's...
You know? Yeah, there's characteristics, obviously.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, you can always, there's guys out there that, look, there's properties, and I get it. If you have one of these properties where you can, watch the deer from 1.5 to 2.5 to 3.5,
Yeah, if you have
4.5,
enough property,
yeah.
you better have a lot of it.
But in Wisconsin, there are
Yeah.
very few properties like that.
Well, and that's the biggest thing. You know, I have 40 acres, okay?
Yeah, 40 acres.
And
I
I'll
got
tell you
70.
what, his 70 and my 40, we get good deer every year to come in.
Yeah.
Why? Because we put a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money into what we have.
Right.
So yes, those deer to us are trophies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily, like you were saying it this morning, if I see a deer come and that deer gets me excited, like I want to shoot him, I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to try to shoot him.
Right.
That's what it is.
I did that a lot this year.
Yeah, and I'm not going to score it. I don't care. We've talked about that a million times.
No.
I have one deer on this wall that has ever been officially scored. Carl has one.
Yep.
Like, I don't care. That doesn't make me any better.
No.
We're here trying to help people do things, and we're sick of people running their mouth. Like, I don't want to put, I live in Fall River.
Yeah.
You could look me up on Onyx. You can see where my house is.
Yep.
You know where my shop is in Columbus, Wisconsin. Come on down, because I'm not from the generation of sitting behind my phone on my goddamn keyboard running my suck whistle.
That's a fact.
If you got something to say, then say it.
Yeah.
And I'm not pissed off about you bagging on my animal or Carl's animal because it's not big enough to you. I don't care. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make me mad. I'm not like, oh, God, I'm not going to shoot a deer like that anymore because Bob said it was too small.
Yeah.
Or wipe the milk off its mouth.
Oh, yeah. That was a great one. We got that one with our antelope, both our antelope.
Yeah.
Well, take your ass out there in 100-plus degree weather on tens of thousands of acres with a bow and arrow and spot and stalk these antelope. And then...
let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah, we'll see what your percentages of success really are.
And you want to sit and question our shot capability? You give me a break. I mean, I'm not Levi Morgan, don't get me wrong, but I'll tell you what, him and I can shoot with anybody out there, and when it comes to putting a lethal hit on an animal, be it 100 yards and in, I tell you what, I'll take him any day against anybody else.
That works both ways.
Because we can do it. So don't question a shot you think you see. Like I had a guy running his mouth about my deer that I shot at 42 yards. Well, that's why you make a shitty shot like that at 42. I watched that deer go down, dumbass.
Yeah, dude, it went 38 yards at the most.
I'm like, I know where that arrow entered, and I know where it exited, and I know my capabilities. You don't know my capabilities, as I don't know yours.
I think the big point there is, look, your ethics that you choose to have nothing to do with anybody else's hunting, whether it be the animal they take, their abilities to shoot, or how they go about doing their hunt. Their respect for the game is probably a hell of a lot higher than what you have if you're actually criticizing somebody else anyway. Yeah. You're out there criticizing people because you feel inferior right off the bat. And if you feel inferior, we don't give a shit about you anyway.
That's
winners win, bro.
Yeah,
winners win.
Winning's not for everybody.
That's right.
And you can sit and run your mouth and do whatever, but we're here, and I don't care if you think that what we do isn't success to you. I don't care. I've been successful at everything I do, and I'll continue to be that way, and shooting, what we do, setups, the animals we take, we do it year in and year out. So, you want to be jealous. But you know what? Only you can make yourself better. And, that deer's only 3.5 years old. Cool. I have a lot of 3.5-year-olds on the wall.
Me too.
You know what? I'm going to put a lot more up there.
Putting another one.
God willing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, we got years. We got stuff to do.
And that to me, that's success. This behind me is success. And I don't show it. I only put it on Facebook because the majority of our listeners do learn and help us out, and we learn from them. And we want to show them our success as to we want to see yours. But I ain't going to listen to people run their mouth.
Right.
I'm just not. And I'm not mad because of, what you said about my deer. I'm mad because you open your mouth.
Yeah.
And, you guys don't got the balls to come and say anywhere else. In the industry, dude, we've been in the industry. We know all these people that are on TV. We've been on TV. So what?
Yeah, it doesn't make you any better than anybody else.
Who cares?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the majority of people that think that TV is real hunting are highly mistaken on the grounds that, and I'm not taking anything away from any of the big TV shows, okay? What I'm telling you is there's a far larger number of these individuals that can't hunt in general places where they're not catered to. And I'm not saying all of them, but I'm just saying quite a few of them. And some of the lands that they hunt are so manicured that they can do the 4.5, 5.5, 6.5-year-old thing.
Well, yeah,
and that's great. More power to them because they spent the money, the time, and everything to do all of that. And that's great. I'm saying the average hunter, the everyday guy, the guy we're speaking to or girl we're speaking to, You guys don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
And if you want to shoot a 4-year-old, that's great.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you this. 90% of you, the percentages are far less than you actually think they are.
Yep.
And a lot of people, I'm not an age guy. I do catch myself talking about it, though, quite a bit, honestly.
I think it's because there's so much of that shit that we listen to constantly. We start to do it, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
I actually did it in the interview for my deer here coming up this Wednesday, because I actually thought about it.
I'll
after I
slap
did.
you for it later.
Well, that's okay. I deserve it. But, and the reason I did it is because I have all the past history pictures with it. So I have the 1.5, 2.5,
Yeah.
and now the Series 3.5.
Right.
In my opinion.
Oh, my God.
That's my opinion,
You can't
bro.
shoot a 3.5-year-old deer, Carl.
Yeah, especially that one, right?
Yeah, and another thing too, like I was just telling Carlos, I was watching some shows. I watch a lot of the TV stuff. I do.
Yep.
There's some guys I like to watch.
Yeah.
Some
They're
guys
good.
I like to watch because I think it's a joke. And there's those people that watch us. Yeah, and I don't care. I'm comfortable with myself. I don't care.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And I watched one the other day. I watched two the other day. They shot 2 deer. One they said was 6.5. One they said was 4.5. I will put the deed to this property that I guarantee you neither one of them were that old.
No.
The one was maybe a 4.5-year-old, maybe. The other one was probably a nice 3.5-year-old.
Yep.
Most people, and this is everybody out there, Carl and myself included, a really nice 3.5-year-old buck, pretty goddamn nice.
Pretty goddamn nice.
They're pretty nice, and we shoot a lot of them.
Yeah.
And if that deer pumps my nads,
Yeah.
as Carl says, I'm going to try to shoot him. It is what it is. And I will bet you out there ain't many people can distinguish a 3.5 to a 4.5-year-old.
No. Most people see a 3.5
Unless-
year old deer, they're thinking it's 4 or 5.
Because they do have a lot of characteristics. They get heavy.
Yeah.
They get wider. The belly starts to drop a little bit. They get a little bulkier in the shoulders.
Yeah, it's a little easier to tell early season when they're, light skinned and stuff like that. But once they hit that rut time where they've added all that extra weight, every 3-year-old looks like he's a 4-year-old.
Yeah, they look big.
Oh yeah, he's a tank.
And the thing is, and I've done it, and you've done it, and we continue to do it. That deer alive on the hoof is always bigger than when he's laying on the ground dead.
Yeah.
They just are. It's just how they look. You literally took the life out of it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So they don't look like they did on the hoof.
Yeah.
That's why it's cooler when you get them back on the wall. That's what puts them back to what they were.
Yeah.
That to us is respect to the game, which is another thing that most people don't have anymore. They don't have it. It's all they shoot these deer. People are letting deer lay, letting deer rot.
Yeah.
Because they get up to it and they're like, oh shit, I don't put my tag on that. And they're doing it.
Oh, I know. Well,
And they're not getting caught.
Yeah.
Which sucks. They're like, well, I thought it was a lot bigger than that, or blah, blah, blah. Well, you chose to pull the trigger. It is what it is at that point.
Oh yeah.
I did it out west this year with my antelope.
Yep.
Stalked that antelope, and I'll tell everybody, stalked that big antelope buck. Carl sat back, was glassing, we were communicating. Had 4 does, one big buck. Got around on him. The 4 does moved out and were gone. I took a shot at the buck, missed the buck.
Yep.
Carl's like, he's circling back around you. I get down, look, and I could see out of the corner of my eye, I can see an antelope standing there. I'm like, what the hell is that antelope still standing there for? I look over, there was another doe. I'm assuming she must have been bedded in the grass. We didn't see her. My arrow hit her. And a kill shot. It was in front of her front hip up into the guts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great. So antelope tags out there changed this year
Yep.
to buck only. So I stalked around. That big buck came to me at 22 yards. I did not shoot him.
Yep.
Let him go. Stalked around, finished off the doe, gutted it, took it back, called the DNR in South Dakota. They gave me a ticket.
Yep.
Even though I called in, told them what I did. They gave me a ticket for just improperly tagging a antelope
Yeah.
because it was a buck-only tag.
Yep.
Warden super cool because of the way I did it. I said, it's not like I tried to do it, but it happens. I'm not perfect, and anybody can say what they want out there. And he said, you'd be surprised how many times it happens. He's like, most people just walk away.
Yep.
Walk away, leave it lay there, let it rot, let the coyotes have it. It's not what I do. So I was figuring I was eating my tag. He was cool enough, gave me my buck tag back to continue hunting, let me keep the antelope doe.
Yep.
And I was able to get a antelope buck a few days later.
Yep.
But it's ethics, and it's, what's right and wrong to people, And to me, like, was I mad? Oh, yeah. I was pissed. Because, like, I waited a year to have an antelope buck tag. And I'm like, but I'm not going to leave that antelope lay out there.
No, it's respect for the game.
To die. It's respect. And that's respect to me. And to be very honest, like Carl said, that generation, you don't have it anymore. You don't.
Yeah.
Carl and I grew up in a generation you get punched in the fucking mouth when you run it.
Yeah.
And it's still that same way for us.
Yeah, you can mouth. It's easy to mouth off now because you can sit on a damn phone.
No, here.
Yeah.
Typey.
Right, yeah.
Typey. Nice deer, dickhead.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh, nice shot. Blah, 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 blah.
And we grew up, you actually had to say it to somebody's face, and if they didn't like it, they did. They punch you right in the mouth.
Yeah.
So.
And usually you get over and go have a drink.
Right. Well,
But
usually
it ain't that
those
way
people,
anymore.
usually those people become your best friends. But
And there are some of the guys out there are good hunters? Sure there are.
oh yeah.
I'm not discrediting anybody's hunting ability.
It was actually said by a guy I respect a lot, and I seen him talk about it. I was amazed that this individual said this because he said it very cordially. I'm not going to say it near as cordially as he did. Don Higgins basically stated about the age group thing that he said, but he said it very cordially. He said, you haven't hunted long enough to have the respect in the hunting industry that I have, or you haven't done enough, or you don't have enough experience. And I'm not saying there aren't a lot of younger hunters that are great hunters. What I'm saying is with experience comes knowledge, and with that knowledge you become far more successful. Having having a good place to go hunting that somebody else does all the work doesn't make you a good hunter. It makes you a lucky individual to hunt somebody else's place with a lot of hard work.
Right.
There are a lot of guys I know, and I'm going to say one guy's name. I got a lot of respect for him. He hunts public land, and I think he's got one lease. A guy named Taylor Haberman, a guy I met years back. He came and got a bow from me at the archery shop. That kid, he puts his time in, dude. I mean, he's the guy that in public, deeper than deep can be, and he's the guy that shoots big deer off of public.
Yep.
And he does it successfully.
Maybe
not every year.
Are they 3.5-year-olds?
I don't think Taylor cares.
You can't shoot a 3.5.
But yeah, I got great respect for that young man. He
Yep.
does a hell of a lot of work, and he's very successful. There's a lot of guys out there like that, and we're not talking to you guys. What we're talking about is we're talking to the guys that want to be what these other people are, or want to be or have what we have. If you want to be in the industry, well, then apply yourself, be in the industry. Don't be a dick and mouth off about other people's stuff. Actually, you should probably start supporting more people in the hunting industry, or more people in hunting in general. When you see a buck on there and you're like, oh, it's just a 2.5-year-old, and you put a stupid ass statement like, well, that's just a 2.5-year-old, why'd you shoot it? Well, where do you think that's going to, if I own the company, so if I'm doing Rush Outdoors and I'm hiring guys for my pro staff, right? If you and I are looking at it, we're like, well, why the hell are we going to hire this guy?
Yeah. Completely wrong mentality.
Yeah. You're never going to go on anybody's staff.
Yeah. You'll go further down than you'll ever go up.
Oh yeah. And people
in
remember
business.
this stuff.
It's not, and it is, it's a tough business if you think it's not. Because hunting has blown up.
Yeah.
Even from, we've been doing it
30 years almost.
Yeah, and we've been in it. Go to the ATA shows, had the TV show, lots of pro staffs, you name it, we've been doing it. Hunted with a lot of these big name guys that don't know us, which I know it's fine.
Yeah.
We're not promoting to be that way. You know, we chose to not do the TV. We chose to do the podcast form that we do now because we like it.
Yep.
You know, and it's knowledge. And, you know, sitting down, talking, hunting, bow hunting in general, with anybody that we would ever meet, I'm comfortable doing it.
Yep.
About any topic. And I'll tell Carl, or he'll tell me, like, if I don't know, I'm going to tell you, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never done it.
Yeah, there's plenty of things we haven't done.
Yeah, we don't know everything.
No.
You know, but we do know how to make it happen.
We have been pretty successful.
You know, and again, this year, like, you know, we talked about, we got 4 animals down, you know, that we did on our own. So we're not sitting with guides.
No.
We're not on guided hunts. You know, we're basically, the places we go out west, we pay to lease it for one place for a week and one place for 2 weeks.
Yep.
That's what we do. We pay them to lease it, and we hunt it.
Yeah,
And
they don't have to do anything for us.
Yeah, we just go, and we try to do what we can do. You know, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But it's like, you know, and then
Most of the time it happens.
most of the time it happens. And, you know, and I think that's because of what we know and how we hunt together.
Yeah.
And gaining knowledge. Knowledge is power. You know, and if you're not learning every day, good luck. You know, good luck.
Especially in hunting.
'Cause
Especially in life.
And
That's anything.
these animals aren't stupid, no matter where you go. They're in survival mode all the time. You know, and then to see, like I told you last night, I talked to a friend of mine. He's 67 years old.
Yeah.
Bow hunter, has to crossbow hunt now. And he's like, I said, hey, how you doing? You know, did you get any hunting in this year? I haven't talked to you for a while. He's like, yeah, I shot a buck. He's like, I shot a little buck last week, little 6-pointer. I'm like, oh, let me see it. He's like, oh, you want to see it? I'm like, yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah.
So he whips out, shows me the pictures. I'm like, that is awesome. You know, and he's like, oh, I told a couple other guys, and they're like, what'd you shoot that little thing for? I said, F those guys, Raj. His name's Rodder.
Yeah.
I said, that's awesome. It was a nice deer. I said, great shot. And he was happy. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care how big the rack is. I'm like, I don't care if you take that thing and put it on your wall. That's awesome.
Yep.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like, well, I'm just going to get a skull mount on that thing. It's not very big. Cool. You know, I mean, I know a guy. Oh, we're at a taxidermist today, dude.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Dropping off your deer. How big is that deer laying there?
Got to be in the 150.
What a slob.
Yeah.
Beautiful deer. 12. It was a 12-point mainframe 10.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Heavy mass.
Wide.
Long times.
I mean, guys, he's just going to get a skull mount done of it. I'm like, you know, these are deer, and I don't know the guy. I have no idea whose it is.
Yep.
But in my head, I'm just thinking, this guy's like, he's not proud of that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I thought that too.
Like, I'm looking at that thing like, oh my God, that is a day one
Oh, yeah.
buck
Yeah.
every year for me.
Opening day of bow season, that
Yeah.
deer comes by me, he's getting an arrow.
You know what I mean? And I know we talk about, you know, well, we're not going to shoot these few bucks these first few weeks. And people are like, ooh, you know, well, we do that because we're trying to hunt some of the bigger ones, just like everybody is.
The other aspect of that, too, is knowing your property.
Right.
We know that our properties gain bucks later, you know. But that all comes with knowledge, too. Well, yeah, right now.
Right now. But it's, you know, and it's not discrediting those deer.
No.
It's just that, okay, we've got some bigger ones, too, that we're chasing. And yes, we do trophy hunt.
Yeah.
But whether it be a 2.5 or a 4.5-year-old doesn't make a difference.
No.
To Carl or to myself. I don't care.
Right.
Like, I shot mine early this year, October 1.
And he was your number 2 buck on the property?
He was the number 2 buck on the property at the time. I had the biggest buck on the property at the time the night before, closer at 30 yards. I chose to not take the shot because I didn't think that I could make the shot because of there was a little bit of brush in the way.
Right.
So I didn't do it.
Good choice.
The next night, the other one came in. I chose to shoot him.
Yep.
Is what it is.
Yep.
If he's 2.5 or he's 3.5, I don't know. He didn't have a passport on him when I walked up to him. But I'm happy he's at the taxidermist.
And he's a good deer, man.
And it is what it is.
Yep.
And do I have bigger deer here now? Yeah, I do.
Of course.
So what? I do every year.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not, like you said before, like if you choose to wait and you're going to go after just this deer or just that deer, that's great.
Yep.
I mean, it is. It's cool. We've done it.
Yep.
But one thing that you and I have never done is if somebody shoots one, be like, well, the hell did you shoot that for? I have never said that in my life, ever.
Nope.
And I will swear on my son's life on that one.
Yep.
I have always been happy, but we grew up in a different time.
We did, yeah.
When every truck had a deer in the back of it, you know, and you go up to the bar. Those were the good days.
Yeah.
That was cool shit. I liked gun hunting back when I was a kid.
Yeah, going to registration stations and see what everybody, all your buddies or guys you see once or twice a year come in.
Yeah, guys sitting around all around the back of a truck.
Yeah, there'd be 30, 40 people sitting
on the roof of a car.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, I remember that.
That's awesome, you know, and it didn't matter what it was.
Yeah.
It didn't matter if the rack was a 6-pointer like this or an 8, and all of a sudden you'd have a real big one. Oh my God, you know. There was nobody running their mouth back then.
Yeah. Nowadays, everybody thinks it's a goddamn competition.
Yeah, it's like.
And it's not. And it's a shame that it's come to that. That's what we're saying mostly, is it's a shame that everybody out there seems to think that this is a competition. Trust me. If you were nobody when you shot that 200-inch deer, you're going to be nobody after that. Know. We know a couple guys that, they shot deer, and one guy in particular who actually had a sponsorship with Hoyt shot this 200-some-inch buck. Great, congratulations. And it was a giant deer, dude. Mm-hmm. And, well, you know him. Yep. So, and his first, he sent it to some of the people at Hoyt. They immediately put it up on their page, you know, and started promoting it with the Hoyt bow and everything. And he came unhinged and told Hoyt that they didn't give him, or he doesn't have to let them use that because it's his deer in the promotional program. Well, what he doesn't understand is that contract you signed with the pro staff stuff, any of your social media pictures, any of the crap you put out, they own it.
It's just theirs. Like when we get footage.
I mean, dude, they gave it, they gave you a $2,000 fucking bow.
Yeah, for free.
For free.
You already got something.
Yeah, you got paid a long time.
And I will tell you this, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people out there that make a lot of money doing this.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, the Drurys, Levi, I mean, those guys, the Lakoski, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they make a lot of money.
Yeah, well, they also have other businesses.
Yeah, and they have businesses, and they've thrived off of
the hunting
industry, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We want to.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to. It's the American dream.
Yep.
I mean, hunt and make money?
How much better could that be?
Come on. You know, but I mean, the most stuff that you're going to get, and we do get some of it, you're going to get product.
Yeah.
That's your pay, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. It is. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you this, and this is a straight up 100% fact. We were offered a bow company this year.
Yes.
And what did we say?
No.
We said no thanks. Really appreciate it, but no thanks.
Yep.
Because we shoot what we shoot. We shoot PSEs. Do they give us bows? No. Feel free to.
Yeah, we would appreciate it. We are more than willing to talk with you guys.
But our whole thing is, our platform is we stay true to what we do. And what we use is what we use. I'm not saying it's good for everybody, but that's what we use. I didn't want a free bow because that's not what I wanted to use. You know? I'm going to beat Archer up. I'm telling you. He's going to get it today.
He's having a moment. He's going to get the zapper.
But, you know, so that's the thing. Like, you're going to sell your soul a little bit if you want to do it. Trust me, because we did it. We went down that path once.
Yeah, it was a nightmare.
And we were using, you know, you got to use this. You got to shoot that. You got to use this arrow. You got to have this, blah, blah, blah. And it just got old.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it probably even cost us a few animals, honestly.
It did, you know.
But, yeah, it's ridiculous what's happened nowadays. I guess this is our main point. We'll probably end with this, is if you're going to want to be in the industry, or you want to be in the industry, you should probably be very professional about how you handle yourself on social media.
Yep.
And if you do ever have the opportunity to do TV or anything, handle yourself very professionally there. Be you, but be professional. And when it comes to seeing other people's animals, it's probably much better to support other people. I've heard it before, and some people said it. I say it quite a bit, is if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Less is more when it comes to that.
Less is definitely more.
I mean, if you think that about something, cool.
Yeah. It's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
You're entitled to your opinion, but you don't need to bash people on social media and this and that. And like I said, you can bash Carl and I all you want. Maybe bash us more. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Trust me, our lives aren't going to change because you have an opinion.
And I'm still going to shoot. Guess what? If I have a 2.5-year-old that comes out next year and I think that's the one I'm going to shoot, guess what? Going to shoot him.
Hey, Mike, top 2-3 deer on your property, 2.5-year-olds, going to shoot one?
Yeah. If I have an opportunity, that's probably what's going to happen.
That's what's going to happen. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
So, I think that pretty much covered it.
Yeah, I could keep going forever, but yeah. I mean, you got something to say, feel free to give us your comments. Let us know. You know, you got a problem with it? Feel free to give us your comments. Let us know.
Yeah, we're always looking for comments.
You know.
And don't expect if it's a negative comment that we won't comment back.
Yeah.
Because we'll tell you what we think
This
too.
is America.
And it's America, and that's why we hired Trump. Win. Fact.
Correct, sir. It's a red wave.
That's right. We appreciate you guys listening. Like we said, if you guys want to comment, we'd really appreciate that. Like and share. We really want to share some stuff out there.
Yeah.
Get some new stuff coming your guys' way. If you want to listen to us on just the podcast, you can check us out at Spotify,
RSS.com.
Google,
Apple.
iHeart,
Amazon.
Check out our pretty faces right here at YouTube.
Yep.
We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yep. Thanks for coming. If you guys got any pictures of your bucks, send them in too. We want to see them.